Kratom sisters and brothers. I am Isa, and I wanted to do this video to talk about why I have chose to use Kratom and why I feel that it should remain legal. So a little background as to why I take it. I have Ehlers-Danlos and dysautonomia, which means that all the collagen in my body, which is your body's glue, comes unglued. And so I deal with constant dislocations and organ ruptures, and it's not only progressive, but it's also degenerative. So it's going to continue to get worse. I've been on pain management medication since 2000, so 16 years of being on opiate medication. And at one point I had been on every pain medication that was available in the United States. We're talking fentanyl patches, Actiq suckers, OxyContin. They ended up putting me on methadone for 4 years, which caused all my teeth to crumble, and my nervous system really started getting kind of fritzed out. Every time I would miss a dose or two, I would start having seizures. So the question has always been, what's going to work for pain on a long-term basis for chronic patients? And I kept hearing about Kratom, but you try so many supplements and so many word of mouth things that you're just kind of, it was in the back of my head, but I had never actually tried it until recently. And the reason why I started trying it recently was because on August 25th of this year, we were notified through one of my pain groups that the new Surgeon General and FDA sent out a letter to all primary cares suggesting that they no longer give opiate pain medication to chronic patients, that there's no proof that opiates work long term, and many patients now have either had theirs cut in half per month or completely cut off. So that put a real scare into a lot of people who had been taking pain medication, like the 95% who don't abuse it and don't accidentally overdose or try to doctor shop or do all that. The other 100 million people who are on opiates that are getting caught up in this horrible loop, are veterans and seniors and people who are legally disabled and who have been only finding functionality or any semblance of functionality and being able to live through taking these medications. So now we know that we're facing a time when the medications are probably no longer going to be available to us in the quantity that we were used to receiving them. And not only that, but I know with me personally, there's times when I deal with malabsorption, so maybe my medication that normally lasts 6 hours is only lasting 2 hours. Or there's times when I get really sick and I can't maybe hold down the medication, and so, or there's just times of the month when I dislocate more, I have more pain and more ruptures going on than other times of the month or other months of the year. So I require more medication during that time, and of course they're not going to give me more medication, and I'm always afraid, like most people, that I'm going to run out by the end of the month. So that's where Kratom has kind of come in to fill in the gap for me right now. I want to start weaning back off of the opiate medication that has, even though it's worked, I know that it's not going to be a long time thing for me, that even though it's worked for the amount of time that it has, with my illness being degenerative and progressive, it's going to have to progress eventually, and that's not going to happen with the way that the laws are working right now. So I've been taking Kratom for about 3 or 4 months now. I've tried different strains, different versions, different manufacturers. I've had no side effects other than maybe my stomach hurting because I who knows? My stomach hurts all the time, so it could be from anything. But I did notice and was pleasantly surprised, because I was kind of worried in the back of my head whether this was really going to work or not. Like, how well does this really work for people? Especially somebody who had been on opiate medication as long as I have been. And I'm on Dilaudid 4 times a day. So it's not like a little tiny bit of Percocet every now and then. I take a substantial amount of medication. And so I tried the Kratom, the red vein, and instantly I was able to extend the time of that I would normally take my medication by hours. Like, I normally take it at 4 o'clock. I know by 3:30 it's getting close to 4 o'clock because I can start to feel it wearing off. And there's been times when I've gone to 8 or 9 o'clock, or even sometimes to the next dose. And so, I've never had the ability or the opportunity to have something that will work so that I'm able to not take a pill that day and save that pill, and hopefully eventually be able to wean myself down from 4 pills a day to 3 to 2, and by taking that option away from people, you're not really leaving us any alternative when you say we can't have, or that the opiate medication is going to be cut back for people who are not cancer patients and who are chronic patients. And then you quickly turn around after you say that and try to make Kratom a Schedule 1. That was also kind of interesting how those two ended up at the same time trying to be banned from the FDA. As soon as they saw that all these opiate patients were starting to use Kratom, quickly there becomes this whole trying to schedule it as a Class 1. So I have a very, very wonky system, and it's so hypersensitive that I can't take many medications that a lot of people take, because it throws off my heart and my stomach, and I just become so violently ill. And this has been one of the few things, if not the only thing, that I've been able to take, that I've been able to tolerate, that's helped with the pain management, that's helped with pain insomnia. Like, I'm able to sleep at night, it doesn't make me sick, and it's just been wonderful. And it would be a really disservice to a huge community of pain patients, and whether mental or physical or whatever it is, to take this away from us. And I hope that is not going to happen, and that the White House is in no way going to be able to prove that there's not a medicinal quality to this, because we all know that there is. So yeah, that is my story, and hopefully it helps some people, and hopefully we can keep this legalized for all of